Hey, it's Kubo here, aka General Manager Kubo, aka Shrimp Boy. I'm doing an analysis for one of the games I played in the 2023 Daily Chess Championship for round 1. And I picked this game not because I had a super high accuracy, obviously, but I had my only brilliant move of round 1, so that's good. And in general, it just like shows how I tend to play, which isn't amazing by any means, but it's kind of the tactics I like to implement over and over again and that I really enjoy doing. So in general, I like to play queen's pawn openings. I do that more often than not. And out of that, the queen's gambit. I bring this pawn out. Then I also like playing the fishing pole a ton, and kind of step 1 for that is to bring the queen over here and to secure that queen position from the knight jumps here with a pawn here and a pawn here. So that's kind of what's happening. It's kind of happened naturally by me kicking away the dark square bishop. There's my queen on c2, and here the opponent castles kingside, which is like what I see a lot, so I like to play the fishing pole because the fishing pole works really well against kingside castles. So it starts with the knight jumping in, and then instead of dealing or reacting with the knight when it gets kicked away, I like to secure it with the pawn, and the whole intention here is that if this pawn takes, then recapture, attacking this knight, and this knight has a job of defending this square. And if it moves, then this queen and this rook are now coordinated and threatening checkmate. And it works pretty well. I play predominantly blitz, so it tends to eat up a lot of time when you just have a nice juicy knight being able to get taken by a pawn. Yeah, so it's a fishing pole in a nutshell. He plays the best move, rook e8, and this kind of, well, like what I like about the fishing pole is that I'm hanging a knight still, and as you can see, the evaluation isn't awful. It's still pretty even though I'm about to trade a knight for a pawn. So like that's pretty fun in my opinion that I'm able to do that, having a good attacking position even though I'm just hanging this knight. The reason that this doesn't really work now is this rook used to be here, and with the queen coming here, the king couldn't escape, and now the king could escape. Then my next move was a blunder. But it's something I do pretty often, is blunder. My intention here is to fianchetto this bishop. I do that pretty often. And maybe we'll just look at the computer line for why this is bad. Because of pushes. Apparently that's why it's bad. And it's going a bit down the rabbit hole. Yeah, so then it ends up with a position like this apparently. What we at here, minus 2.6 for black. So like not terrible. And actually, like what we got here, 5 pawns against 7 pawns, or against 6 pawns. So right now I'm just a pawn down. So like I was hanging that knight, and I'm still just a pawn down, like material wise, but position wise, like minus 2.6. Anyways, that doesn't look that great. But my opponent didn't see that. Not that I would expect him to. It's really easy to go wrong when this is happening over here. Yeah, so I play the best move in the position. No, he plays this move instead of pushing his pawn, which is best, and I guess that's a blunder as well. And then I play my brilliant move, which is something I didn't think about much because it's just something I do pretty often, and I don't know why it's considering it brilliant. I mean, I push this pawn with the intention of bringing this bishop on the long diagonal. Now, yeah, I mean, it's so tempting, man. What are you going to do? So he takes. This knight's getting kicked away. I trade. So I'm down a knight. I'm down a minor piece right now. And I'm up plus 2.79. So threatening this checkmate. So he has to deal with that. And this is like a pretty common way that I find people deal with it, is they push this pawn now. And that's why I fianchetto pretty often, because this is a really sneaky checkmate now with this bishop and the rook coordinated in the corner. He sees that, trade. And here's where I thought I was gonna be super fancy, and that didn't happen at all. Mate in 5, like, not terribly hard to see the mate in 5, but I don't, like, I spent a while thinking, like, at this point it's like I know something's good here, and I saw this move, and I don't know why I thought that queen takes bishop, like, then I have to recapture, and then this happens, but that's not right at all. I don't know why I couldn't calculate this, and then you first take the rook with check, and then after the king moves. This is all so ridiculous. I don't know how I didn't see that. It's like this is check, and then this is just checkmate. I don't even need to take that queen. I don't know how I didn't see that. So instead, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, sack the queen seems to work, and it does, but it's not clean at all, and it's not the best by any means. And the reason for that is I calculated this line where the queen takes queen, and then I back this bishop up, and that's what ended up happening in the game, and my opponent resigned because this is an unstoppable checkmate, and can only be prevented with moves like this. But you don't have to take the queen, which is what I didn't see at all. You can just take the bishop, and there goes all my attacking power. And then after this trade, like, I'm still much better, but no fancy checkmate coming in anytime soon. So instead, this is what ended up happening. My opponent resigned, and so I ended up winning that game. And yeah, basically I love playing the fishing pool a lot because it's hard to see, and you give up that knight, and it eats up a lot of time in blitz. And it works really well out of the queen's gambit for white and Sicilian defense on black's end. And I tend to play people that castle kingside. It happens a lot more than queenside. So I just think it's pretty fun trap against people that castle kingside. So yeah, there's one of my games from round 1. And let's see, how did I do this? I don't know. Anyways, I did end up winning my placement in round 1, so I'll be making another analysis for round 2, and maybe I'll have something a bit better to put forward than a game with 76.5 accuracy. But until then, yeah, maybe you learned something. Have a good one.